Hello, my name is Sally and today I am with Helen, my lovely model Helen, and I'm going to do a full makeover with Helen, but I'm going to hone in on Helen's slightly sparse brows. The first thing I'm going to suggest is the spoolie brush. This is brush number 6 and it's fantastic. Now Helen's got a couple of brows, so all I'm just going to do is just make sure that they are lying flat. Got more on one side, which is often the case. You know, I say that brows are sisters, not twins. If you've got absolutely no brow, it's really important to know where to actually place your brows. So I tend to just use my spoolie brush to create 3 points. So my first point is from the outer corner of my nose up to my eyes, because you want the width of your brows to be the same width as the bottom of your nose, so it's symmetrical. I'm going to use Bring Back Brow Shape in Blonde. We considered whether to use the grey one or the blonde, but we think that the blonde might be quite nice on Helen. We could probably use either. So that is my starting point. Just a little dot, that's what I want. And then let's do the same on this side, just while we're here. Little dot straight up. And then my end point, I want to do from the end of the corner of my nose to the corner of my eye. So actually got a little bit of hair there. This side not quite so much, so I need to just make sure I am putting it in the right place. Just a little dot. And then for the middle, or the highest part, I tend to go from the edge of the nose through just the sort of if you look straight at me, through the centre of the iris. So that's your highest point, just there. So this product it's a paint. It's got a little brush, and people are very frightened of this product because it's a bit different. But the secret is, first of all, to shake it. Really important to shake. There's a ball bearing in it. Shake it first, and then take it out. And particularly with the brown one, which is darker, I always take off a little bit of excess on my hand. With the blonde one, you don't need to because it's quite a natural kind of lightish colour. I tend to start, if somebody has very little brow, I'd actually start nearer the middle of the brow rather than, and I do little, short, feathery strokes. So at the start point, I'm going to go upwards with my strokes. So if anything, a tiny bit wider. The illusion of actual hairs. And this is what you can't do with an eyebrow pencil. It's very hard to actually get it to look feathery. So what I would suggest is you start thin and you build it up to the desired width that you want to recreate. If you start with a great thick line, it's much harder then to kind of bring it down. So I'm starting thin and then I'm building it into the width that Helen wants. So it's actually quite good. If you let it totally dry, it's harder to soften it. So I would say do one and then use your spoolie brush and then do the other one. Do it as you go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just a little trick that I sometimes use with ladies, is to use a tiny bit of the taupe matte eyeshadow just to give that little bit of extra oomph. Using my wedge brush, which is the one I use for eyeliner, wedge brush number 8, just to bring it a little bit more definition. Okay, so to recap, if you have no brows at all or sparse brows, really, really important to, first of all, do your brows before you put your eye makeup on, to use eye prime first before you do them, and then when you're actually finding where to put your brows, where to position them, use the tips by holding the spoolie brush in the 3 areas of your eye and put one little dot of the Bring Back Brow, and then you basically fill in by bringing the 3 dots together. Trick with this product is to use your spoolie brush first if you've got any hairs. Obviously if you've got no hairs there, you just use it afterwards. shake the product really well, and little fine feathery strokes just to create the perfect natural brow. Top tip is to use the spoolie brush afterwards to soften that brow. And if you need a little bit more, then either a little bit of taupe or a little bit of charcoal just over using your wedge brush number 8. The other thing to remember is it's really nice to put a little bit of Instant Bright highlight underneath your brow to create that sort of definite, really make the brow look more defined. The other thing is to think, don't panic if you think it's too dark, because until you've got the rest of your face on, if you're not used to seeing yourself with any eyebrows, it will be a bit of a shock when you first look at yourself. So kind of remember you can soften it, and when you've got your blusher and your lips and your eyeshadow and everything else on, it will look perfect. So don't panic if you think when you first put it on that it's too dark. Just give yourself enough time when you first use this product, and you'll soon find that you can do it quite quickly. And just remember also when you finish to hold your mirror at arm's length to see the overall effect.
If you love this video and would like to see more content like this, then subscribe to my channel.